If you spend any time looking into weight loss, you will immediately run into the longest-running argument in nutrition science. On one side, you have the calories in, calories out camp. On the exact opposite side sits the hormone hypothesis camp, which focuses heavily on insulin. These two ideas are almost always presented as bitter rivals. You are told either that weight loss is a simple math equation of eating less and moving more, or you are told that calories hardly matter because hormones control everything. But a medical mystery from the 1920s shows us why both of these camps are missing the full picture. Long before modern treatments were available, researchers Elliot Jocelyn and Francis Benedict studied patients with untreated type 1 diabetes. These were individuals whose bodies produced absolutely zero insulin. These patients were losing weight at an alarming pace. Yet, when the researchers measured their resting energy expenditure, they found something baffling. These people were burning 15 to 20% more calories than healthy individuals of the exact same size. According to standard caloric math, a starving body losing weight uncontrollably should be conserving every single calorie it can. Instead, the internal engines of these patients were inexplicably running hotter, burning through fuel faster than healthy bodies. The answer to this paradox arrived with the discovery of insulin. When those same diabetic patients were finally given insulin injections, their bodies reacted instantly. Within minutes of the hormone entering their bloodstream, that abnormally high calorie burning rate plummeted, returning exactly to the normal baseline predicted for their body size. Think about how counterintuitive that is. Giving a starving body the specific hormone it was lacking didn't speed up its energy use to help it recover. It immediately forced the body's metabolism to slow down and conserve energy. This shows that the presence or absence of insulin changes the calculation. It holds the power to manipulate the body's metabolic rate up or down, regardless of how much food is being eaten. To understand how a single hormone can manipulate the speed at which you burn calories, we have to zoom out of the hospital ward and look inside your fat cells, specifically at their tiny engines, the mitochondria. Normally, metabolism is coupled. You can think of it like a car in drive. When you press the gas pedal, the engine burns fuel, and that combustion is efficiently transferred to the wheels. In your cells, fuel is efficiently converted into ATP, which moves the car forward. But cells have an exception, known as mitochondrial uncoupling. This is the equivalent of shifting into park and slamming the accelerator. The connection to the wheels is severed. The engine roars and burns fuel rapidly, but the car doesn't move an inch. Inside your mitochondria, oxygen is consumed and calories are aggressively burned, but the cell skips making that usable ATP energy. All that consumed fuel is simply wasted as heat. This is a built-in survival feature. Newborn babies don't have enough muscle mass to shiver. To stay warm, they rely on specialized tissue called brown fat, which is packed with uncoupled mitochondria designed to do nothing but burn calories to generate body heat. While adult white fat is typically designed to aggressively hoard energy, our bodies retain this setting. Under the right conditions, our ordinary storage fat can begin to intentionally throw away calories as heat. Modern laboratory research has identified what actually triggers this wasteful uncoupling setting in adult human fat cells. Insulin acts as a storage signal. When insulin levels are high, it commands the mitochondria in your fat tissue to become frugal. The system becomes tightly coupled, ensuring that the body stores fuel with high efficiency and wastes zero energy. But when insulin drops significantly, the liver begins producing alternative fuel signals called ketones. This chart shows what happened in the Bickman lab when human fat tissue was exposed directly to ketones. Researchers observed a 128% spike in energy burning, but ATP production didn't move at all. The ketones commanded the adult white fat to uncouple, making it act like wasteful brown fat. Removing insulin and introducing ketones forces your fat cells to override their storage programming. Instead of hoarding energy, they vigorously burn through their fuel supply just to generate heat. This brings us back to the original debate. The reality is that both sides are factually correct, but logically incomplete. The calorie argument is right about the raw materials. Calories are the undeniable fuel of the body. You cannot store energy that you never ate, and you cannot waste energy that was never there to begin with. But the hormone argument is right about the manager. The hormonal environment dictates exactly what your cells are allowed to do with those calories once they arrive. When insulin is low, traditional calorie counting loses its absolute precision. A strict math equation doesn't hold up when a measurable percentage of the food you eat literally escapes your body as heat. This heat exhaust is the biological proof behind the metabolic advantage often seen on low-carbohydrate diets. Resting bodies in this state can burn hundreds of extra calories a day, simply because their internal engines are idling at a higher rate. This doesn't mean calories are irrelevant, but it proves that the type of food you consume shapes the hormonal rules your cells must follow. By controlling carbohydrates and keeping insulin low, you allow your cellular engines to idle and park. You force your fat cells to be frivolous with energy, making weight loss biologically easier.